Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're back. We're doing another Ravnica Allegiance Intermediate Swiss Draft League. We opened Captive Audience, which I really don't think is that great of a card. It's okay. It is worth 2 tickets though, and I'm not giving up too much. Maybe a Sage's Rose Savant or a Zertok Goblin, Oligarch. There's some like okay 2-drops, but really I'm just not giving up much of anything. I'm going to take the 2-ticket rare and maybe we'll play it. It's pretty expensive for Rakdos, though. What's Mirror March do again? Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, flip a coin. And for each flip, you get to... Okay, pretty pricey. Could take the get the point here, though. It's premium removal. Still technically allows us to try and play Captive Audience. I don't think Captive Audience is all that good. It's very expensive, and it doesn't even... Yeah, it takes a long time before you get those zombies. But the best card here is probably Get the Point. The Zertok is good too. We'll take the removal. Ooh, well, Flames of the Razor is quite good. Otherwise, there's 10 Street Dodger, which is deceptively good. Turns on Spectacle kind of nicely. Duelist is good. I like the Savage Smash. I think we'll take the Flames of the Razor, though. This card is pretty awesome. Can be a one-sided board wipe at uncommon, which is very strong. Alright, Spire Mangler is quite good. There's a Footlight Fiend, Carrion Imp. We'll take the Mangler, though. This card is sweet. Flash Blocker. Or Surprise Attacker. It's very versatile. It's good. We'll take it. Evasive as well. Vindictive Vampire. Well, that's a good one. Otherwise, there's another Duelist in here. Slinger. We'll take the Vampire. This card is excellent. One of my faves. Rumbling Ruin is pretty good. Some late blue in here. But Ruin is totally fine. Certainly less good if you can't get the synergies going, but it's still 6 mana, 6/6 at worst. It's probably worth just picking up here. There's nothing else we're really giving up. Maybe a Gruul Guildgate to splash. There's an argument there, but I'm going to take the Ruin. We're kind of looking like a mid-range Rakdos deck right now. So, good cards in other color combinations, but it seems like an okay opportunity to just take a Guildgate and be happy enough about that. Over a Gravelhide Goblin. Yeah, Skyguard is probably my favorite card remaining here, but we'll take the Guildgate. Okay. Some late white cards that are good. A late Slimebind. I guess there is a Locket, which if we're playing all this high-end, Locket could be okay, but we'll probably just take the Deface for sideboard. I still don't like Spear Spewer. Could just take the Slinger. It's certainly a fine card. It's good in this format. Otherwise, black-white or red-green are my other options, right? There's a Mammoth Spider. Blue is kind of just not going along with anything we're doing here. So even if it's open, I don't think I can make it work. Could just take the Blade Brand. This card is certainly good. Burn Bright. We're not really looking like a beatdown Rakdos deck yet. It's still early, though. We could make it happen. Mirror March is... It's just too much chance. You have to at least win one flip to get the copy. Alright. Take the Blade Brand. Consign to the Pit, sure. So we're an expensive Rakdos deck. Imp is good. Acrobat has better synergy with Flames, but Imp is just a way better card, I think. Got a Burn Bright anyway. We'll take it. Neither of these cards are particularly exciting. So blue is open, but like I said, we're really not in a color. Either color can work alongside that. Geez, we have the Daggercaster Blade Brand. I love that, but I still kind of want to just take this Pestilent Spirit. Turns all. It's just a great card. 3 mana, 3 power, Menace, Death Touch, plus turn all your burn spells into kill spells. Can you imagine that with Flames of the Razeboard? I mean, too bad it doesn't have 4 power, but regardless, that's just so crazy. That's some sick synergy. So as much as I want the Daggercaster Blade Brand one-sided board wipe, and just get the point in here too, we're just going to take the Spirit and hope to find some burn along the way here. Bedevil, well, that's a good one. Otherwise, not much else in here for us. Dead Rebels, actually, I would totally play. But Bedevil is pretty awesome. Okay, so now there's Infiltrator, which is more of an Orzhov card. Goblin Gathering, which I don't really want to do. We could take the Thrall, possibly splash white, or Undercity's Embrace for some removal. I don't really like Embrace too much, quite frankly. I'm going to take the Thrall and keep myself open to splashing white. Or maybe splashing red. Yeah, I could do that. We'll see. Wow, Firewheeler is amazing. Really happy to get that. Kind of a perfect card for us since it's super strong on its own. Synergizes with Flames of the Razeboar. Yeah. There's another Guildgate in here which I want. Scavenger is more playable in Orzhov once again. But we'll take the Firewheeler here. Trumpeter definitely seems like something we can play. We're creature light currently, so otherwise splashing for final payment. I'll just take the Trumpeter. Footlight Fiend is excellent. Another card that's just amazing with Blade Brand. Otherwise another Guildgate, but Footlight Fiend is great. I'm actually going to take it over Dead Rebels, believe it or not. Because for now I'm going to set the Thrall on the sideboard too. I don't know if we need to splash for it. I really don't think we're going to do Captive Audience as well. It just seems so slow. But whatever. Guess we'll take the Fiend here. Yeah, it's pretty excellent. Roustabout is very good. We'll take it over the Revels and the Consigned to the Pit. No problems there. Stormstrike, playable. Debtor's Transport, we're kind of good on high end. Although Transport has synergy with Flames. I could see myself playing it over a Consigned to the Pit, possibly. It's not a bad card. And it's probably more playable than Rumbling Ruin, for us especially. And I'm probably not going to play a Stormstrike. Alright. Take the Transport. So we can take the Guildgate now. It seems like an easy Guildgate, actually. Ooh, well, Orzhov Guildgate, that's putting the Thrall back as an option here. I mean, Thrall is quite good. Alright, consider it. Got the Embrace, or we could take the Infiltrator. We've got space for like 4 cards left in our deck, and we're going to need some more creatures, because I don't think we're going to be playing all of these expensive things. Although I suppose we could. Like I said, I don't really like Embrace. We'll leave Infiltrator as an option. Can randomly win games. Scavenger. Scavenger is at the very least very good to have if you're playing against. Well, it's good with Footlight Fiend, but it's certainly good against like the decks that run pacifism style cards. I'll just take it. I've been impressed with it. We could probably, yeah, and I guess it kind of makes sense with Flames. All right, has some random synergies in here. I don't think this is a Burn Bright deck. We're not really beat down. None of these cards matter. I'm just taking the Locket. Dead Rebels we got back, which is sweet. Take it. We don't need the Croc. Doesn't have 4 power. It's not what we're looking for. Deputy of Detention. Well, we better see if it's worth anything. It's only worth a ticket. Firewheeler number 2 seems like the kind of obvious pick here. It's just such a strong card. Taking it. Getting a little laggy here. Skewer the Critics, well, that's what we're looking for. Great card. Otherwise, a Plaza, which we'd probably play, more Thrall, splashing capabilities. Law Mage's Binding is the card that was escaping me, where Scavenger becomes better. But easily taking Skewer here. I think we can look to cut like Consign to the Pit, because we've kind of got better removal going anyway. We can take another Guildgate here, not giving up much. We probably already have a deck. There's a Gates Ablaze, but probably don't have enough to support that. Otherwise, Gorkland Wrecker would be fine, but I'm actually going to take the Guildgate. We can much more easily splash a Grasping Thrall without, if we don't even, especially if we don't have to run. If we don't even run a white mana, it's pretty nice. Another Gates Ablaze in here, Burning Tree Vandal. Could just take another Guildgate, because we basically already have a deck. Otherwise, Roustabout number 2. Roustabout likely makes the deck. Honestly. It's a pretty good card. Still kind of on the fence with actually playing Captive Audience. I think it's too cute. Too cute. So the choice becomes Roustabout or do we just take the Guildgate for more Thrall potential splash? Kind of feeling the Roustabout. I think I like it more than the, well, Bladebrand number 2 is fine. Because we sell the Footlight Fiend, we still have, I guess, littler guys that'll work okay with. Otherwise, Splash for Teysa Karlov, so that basically only works with Footlight Fiend and Debtor's Transport. Not enough synergies. Take the Bladebrand. Got an Inheritance is cool. Okay. We'll take it. If maybe you kind of already know how I feel about this card. It's gone down in my book, but we can still take it. We may not splash for the Thrall. Maybe if we wheel some Guildgates, we'll consider it. Another Imp or the Wrecker. So Wrecker has synergy with Rumbling Ruin, but I don't know if I'm even feeling the Rumbling Ruin anymore. Imp just flies and gains life. I think it's just pretty much better than Wrecker. I'd rather have Evasion. Mangler number 2 is sweet. I never get to play Fireblade Artist, but I think Mangler's better anyway. Yeah, Artist is sweet, but Mangler's just better. Yeah, like I said, I never get to play that card. Alright, Noxious Grudian. I like the Death Touch. We'll take it over to Shade. Feral Maka, Rafter Demon. We don't have much early game, so I'll take the Maka in case we need it. Otherwise, I could take the Guildgate if I thought I was getting Gates Ablaze back, but even with 5 gates, I don't really want to run Gates Ablaze. I did get it back, but I just don't think it's happening. Take the Rebel Slinger. So, deck looks pretty good. Nothing crazy, but there's some goodies in here. Take the Spewer, still don't like it. So we have to make probably 6 cuts. And like I said, I don't think we're going to splash the Thrall. It doesn't quite seem worth it. So we can afford to cut 5 creatures actually and call it a deck, because all of these spells can make it in here, technically. So we could cut the Ruin. We can cut Probably cut the slingers. And then 2 more creatures and call it a deck. It's probably fine. We can cut the infiltrator. I kind of want to keep the Maka because we don't have a ton going on early. The Scavenger has random synergy with Flames of the Razeborer. Would I rather run Scavenger or Debtor's Transport? I don't have a ton of things I want to sack to Scavenger. And that's a little bit of an issue here. On the other hand, how much evasion, like, how much flying do we have? We have the 2 Manglers and the 2 Imps. Alright, that's not bad. And the Spirit tokens, maybe. Pretty good removal. Could cut the Infiltrator just because it's kind of whatever. And then we could cut Scavenger or Transport. Kind of like the efficiency of Scavenger. Yeah, I think so. Okay. It looks pretty good to me, actually. It doesn't look bad at all. Bladebrand, like I said, going to be really insane with the Fiend. Actually pretty good with Firewheeler, too. 6 mana, but it's good synergy. And then we have some Pestilent Spirit synergy, just the Skewer and the Flames, but that's fine. And we can run a couple Guild Gates and call it a deck. Yeah, this is cool. Not very red, but that's not true. I mean, we need double red for Firewheeler, so we'll probably just do an extra black source. Because, like I said, a turn 4 Firewheeler is pretty nuts, so we want to make sure that we can at least do that. So this is 10-9, which is fine. We need double red on turn 4. And we don't really need any double black other than the Firewheeler, so I like this deck. I like it. Looks like a pretty solid looking Rakdos deck. Not hyper aggro, but it has a lot of tools and high value cards at its disposal here, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. Round 1 looks like we are probably going to be on the draw. Our opponent's deciding. They're playing first. Yep, this is a good keep. Really good keep. Big fan of this hand. Good draw. Got a solid turn progression going. All right. That was a really good draw too. All right. Coral Commando doesn't pop up too often. It's not a very good card. Esper, okay. Hazda Officer, sure. So, now we go for the kill. It's a good one to get. So, yeah, I guess we attack with everything. They're gonna block here. We'll give it Death Touch, draw a card. Although I do want the Flames of the Raise board to do something. Okay, we'll just do these two. And then we'll do the Blade Brand, because I'm pretty sure they're still gonna block with that, so this is better. Okay. Okay. Alright, yeah, this is good. Now we can Flames of the Raise board next turn and still get in there. Alright. So the issue now is I need quite a bit more mana to I guess we'll attack. I think this is kind of better for us anyway. Start getting some of that clutter off the board while we work our way towards casting Flames of the Raise board. Well, guess that's not going to work anymore. Alright, that's good. Yeah, I think we go for the Blade Brand play, actually. Okay. So next turn we can Flames of the Raise board the Sphinx. No play. I'm going to do it on my opponent's turn because if they have a counter, I guess I'd rather them tap the mana on their turn. Oh, it worked out. Okay. We got some good rares in there. Board wipe plus mythic. Okay. Hmm. All right. Looks like we're probably gonna have to surprise block that thing. Dead Rebels would be pretty awesome. Oh, that helps. Yeah, I guess I could play the land so we can use an ill-gotten inheritance in response or something. If they blow it up, well, this is where inheritance is at its best, I suppose. Okay, so Scavenger at least is looking like a good main deck choice here, which is nice. So we'll get our Fire Wheeler and a Mangler back. And pass. Okay. Hmm. Guess I could play the Mangler, attack, and then do the Fire Wheeler. Yeah, I suppose so. The thralls are pretty good. So could be dead next turn. It's our ill-gotten inheritance here. Mm, okay. They're out of cards. So it looks like we got game one here. All right. So got game one. Their deck looks good though. Multiple thralls. Sphinx is good. Mythic. Yeah. They they have some cards that match up well against what we have. That's for sure. Could do the captive audience because it's a bit of a grind. It's true. I'm not sure what's bad. Well, imps aren't particularly good. At least manglers can block them, but imps can't do anything against the thralls. It's true. We aggroed out pretty fast, and it was still a pretty close game. Debtor's Transport gives us some wrath protection. And like I said, I'm just really not blown away by imp in this matchup, unfortunately. I mean, it is just a flyer, but they have all their flyers like outmatch our 2/3. So I don't really like it. Could do the captive audience, give it a try. It does seem like it is likely to be a grindy match. I could do the consign to the pit. We're already at 14 creatures though. Could do it over a blade brand, but I'd probably prefer blade brand to consign to the pit. Huh. Okay, we'll give this a try. It's a keep. Decent hand. No real complaints. That was a good draw. Oh, missed the land drop. Well, that's lucky for us. And drawing a Pestilent Spirit was pretty lucky for us, too. So, I think we'll just play the Vindictive Vampire here. It stands to be more punishing than a ill-gotten inheritance. It already is. I forget what the mana cost of the Kaya's whatever is. Suppose we'll find out. So here we can ill-gotten inheritance or bedevil. I think we're just gonna attack here. I could have faked the Blade Brand, but there's just no reason for them not to block there. So let's get the inheritance down now. Save the bedevil for an emergency. Alright, Thrall is pretty good. I think we'll bedevil that so we can just continue the Pestilent Spirit beats here. Mangler's good, but let's kill the Thrall. And continue to get some damage in there. Alright. So we can play the Debtor's Transport now. And they're probably gonna... I could attack with the Vampire too, but I think they would block the... This is fine. If I kill both their guys and ping them for one, it just seems really good for us, so we're gonna do it. We're in good shape right now. This Pestilent Spirit did so much work for us. So let's drop the transport. This gives us actually a fair amount of Kaya's Wrath protection too, which is nice. And then if the Law Mage is binding it, we have an ideal Undercity Scavenger target. Their deck's good though. They have a ton of evasion. Grudian's good, so let's just get in there with both. It could double block, but then are they going to take 5 and die? I don't think so. Yeah. Are they dead? If they're not dead, they got to be super close to dead. I think we don't play anything. They're just dead next turn to Ill-Gotten Inheritance, so just leave the mana up. Really not sure what they can play. Yeah. Wow. Their deck was good too. Ours just really gave us the cards we needed at the right time. And admittedly, Ill-Gotten Inheritance. I think I never disliked Ill-Gotten Inheritance. There's matches where it's going to be insane, and there's matches where you're going to be like, this is not good enough. So you're playing against like Hyper Aggro Gruul or Rakdos. you're not particularly happy to have Ill-Gotten Inheritance. You're playing against a mid-range value Flyers deck, you're going to be pretty happy to have it. It's going to grind them out. So it's match dependent. I think that's what my issue with it has been in the past. All right, we'll see you round two. Round two, we won the die roll. We'll play first. Yeah, we can keep it. Not a great hand, but worthy of keeping. At least we have the scavenger sack target too. That's good. So let's get the fiend down as quickly as possible. Getting their fixing on. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to be jamming a scavenger next turn because even if they kill it, we've got our dead rebels to just do it again. So it's actually kind of nice. Okay. Do I want to attack here and risk them blocking? I don't think no, we don't. We're actually just gonna, this is really good for us, so. Land on bottom, Mangler on top, damage to Ignis, and pass, so. Then if they kill Scavenger, like I said, we just dead Rebels, get them right back. Start jamming again. Oh, Guardian Project's a great card. Okay. It's a lot of Gateway Plazas. It's kind of surprising. They might just chump here. They kind of got to protect themselves. Oh, that's a good draw. Kind of want to sandbag the land. They might just jump though, like I said. They really can't afford to take a bunch of damage here, so let's just play the land. And that way we can pay for Ill-Gotten Inheritance now as well. Rumbling Ruin. Not even really a big deal. We'll just attack and Blade Brand and Dead Rebels them both back. Especially now that they're tapped out. That makes sense to me. So they block, we Blade Brand, Dead Rebels. So let's draw. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Get these two little baddies back. And then we'll drop a Pestilent Spirit. Can start scrying again. Acrobat is a good card. Alright. If they couldn't play another creature, they just die from just basically taking damage from this at that point, right? 6? No, I guess they had to take damage from both, but Or not even. I mean, well, they might have had another turn, but not if they couldn't do anything against the spirit, which it looks like they couldn't. So the Guardian Project splash is pretty interesting. I haven't seen that before. We can't deal with their enchantments. I don't want to go for a Gates Ablaze sideboard strategy. They have some fatties, but we've got hard removal. I don't know. I think we're looking pretty good. I don't have any complaints with how that game went down, so let's run it again. This is a keep. Good looking hand. Looks like we'll be able to curve out kind of nicely here. Oh. Two can play at this trumpeter game, huh? Alright. I definitely would have attacked there. Let's see. So we'll just leave up the Mangler now. So we can do the Scavenger. Might be better to just do the Vampire. The Imp flies too. It's actually quite a few options here. I don't think we're going to pump the Trumpeter though. Pump the Trump. Uh, so yeah, it's Imp versus Vampire. And like I said, I could play the Scavenger, but I don't think I need to. I think we'll just go Imp. I'd like another flyer. Hmm. Blade Brand, nice. Alright, guess we'll attack. Oops. Guess that doesn't work quite as well as I'd like, but actually seems fine. Basically trade a Trumpeter. I could have pumped and done that, but then I wouldn't have drawn a card. Huh. I don't know. Might have been better to do to get the Guild Mage in hindsight. For some reason I thought I was going to get them both, but I forgot about one power. It ended up only being a 1-for-1 because Bladebrand replaces itself, but might have been smarter to do that differently and save my Bladebrand for this Rumbling Ruin, for example. But that's okay. So now they can make me discard. The Vampire seems like it's going to be more. Actually, I guess I don't have to play the Maka. Okay. I'm just going to play the Vampire. I'm going to see if they make me discard. I should have sandbagged the land then, so I could have discarded that instead, but that's okay. So they can pump this twice. Um, Another Mangler is pretty slick, actually. Uh, Seems more valuable to me than the Scavenger, I think. So I think we just play the Mangler, pumping the Mangler. And I do, like I said, think they're going to make us get rid of the Scavenger, but so be it. Well, they have a choice, really. It's gain some life off Shade or make us discard. They probably still comfortably have another turn with their Shade, maybe. So they may not want to attack with it yet and take a turn. Well, they're going to do it. All right. So they can only, let's see, 3, 6, 8. So they can only pump twice. So we'll block like this. Oh, I guess they're still going to make us discard. Okay. Fair enough. They just wanted to gain the life there, which makes sense. Oh, that's interesting. Must be maybe a Rafter Demon? No, Blade Juggler. They'd rather draw. Blade Brand again. Well, I think... I mean... Hmm. I think we just play the Scavenger and not sack anything. Pass. We'd probably block like this. Okay. Um, I don't really see a reason to sandbag. Because they probably just make us discard next turn anyway. Alright, sweet. Well, this deck's doing good. We're doing real good here. Alright, we'll see you in round 3. Round 3, we won the die roll, playing first. Good keep. I like it. So, the Fiend down. Alright. Spire Mangler, not bad. Getting with the Fiend first, and we'll actually drop the Roustabout first, because I think if I draw another land, I'd rather play the Imp into the Mangler. Push his damage a little bit further. Good draw. So we'll get in there. Hmm. All right. Skatewing Spy is a good card. So we'll go Mangler, pump our Imp, get in for 4, skewer the Skatewing Spy. Okay. So kind of puts a stop to our flying assault here. Just play the inheritance and pass. And I probably just go ahead and honestly just double block the Sphinx because I have the Dead Rebels. That seems fine. Hmm. Pteromander's a good card. Alright. So suppose I could attack with the Fiend. Kill the Pteramander if they block. Seems like a good trade for us anyway. And then we'll play Rebels, getting back Mangler and Imp. Oh, well that actually worked out better. So now we'll Dead Rebels and still get back the Mangler and the Imp. And then we'll leave up Mangler to block Sphinx. It's interesting. I feel like I would have done that before blocks, though. Mm, okay. Um, so if they pay to do the Pteramander, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they just need a land. So I'm actually going to wait on the Carrion Imp. I'm going to assume they're going to play a land and try and get their Pteramander out of range here. It looks like they haven't quite gotten there yet. It's a good card. I think we'll just get the point the Pteramander now, because they do have the 6th land. So I'm just going to kill it. Definitely keep the Scavenger, although that would have been a nice draw. We still have the Imp too. But we'll play the Scavenger first. Sack the Fiend. Oh, wow. Keep both of those. Ping them. And I guess we'll pass. All right. That makes sense. So I guess I can just attack with the Scavenger and then Firewheeler the Wrecking Beast. Yeah, that should be fine. And then they actually are dead next turn unless they can get that Acuity back, so it makes sense to me. Play the Firewheeler to kill the beast. And like I said, they need to play that Acuity next turn, and we still have a little bit of longevity with double Carrion Imp. All right. Guess we'll go for it. It's not a spell, though. All right. Brill Mystic is good. Their deck looks good. Got a great late game plan, some cool synergies. Not on maybe we didn't see many instants and sorceries, so uh, but do I want to change anything? Not particularly. I feel like we're relatively well geared. Once again, Carrying Imp not as good as I'd like it to be, but it does look better in this match. It's not good against the 4-3, but the 4-3 is just good. At least the Mangler is at least good against it, so I think we've got enough tools going for us here where this is fine. And even though the Slingers can block a lot of their stuff, I'd rather just have a Roustabout, which can at least attack into the 4-3. So to me, I don't think I want to swap anything. They are a little bit slower, but I don't feel like we're particularly poorly matched here, regardless of that. This is a good hand. Okay. We got a good turn progression going here. All right. All right. So get in there. And we'll drop the Grudian. I see. So the killer guy, and we'll play a Grudian. Yeah, Duelist is a pretty excellent card. Tends to go late, I feel like, quite often, which is pretty surprising. It's an evasive creature that you can flash out that's also a combat trick. Really not anything to dislike about it. Yeah, Sphinx is a big problem. Not going to be able to do much against that. At least not yet. Well, Mangler helps. So we'll get in with the Grudian and leave up the Mangler. All right, got a good trade there. Griffin. So we'll probably play the Imp, try and preserve a little bit of damage here if we can. Trying to play for the long game with this ill-gotten inheritance if we can grind him out. But for now, I think we need to get a little bit more damage prevention going. I guess we keep the Grudian back too. So they can take our ill-gotten inheritance with that. So guess I need to worry about that. Suppose we can attack. And Dead Revels plus basically whatever we want. Could have actually played the... It might have actually been smarter to play the Feral Maka plus the Trumpeter there. Because then I can play Mangler on my turn to pump the Imp. Yeah, that probably would have been better, actually. But now I feel like I'm going to do Mangler blocking the Griffin. And change my plan here. So I can't really comfortably play the ill-gotten inheritance while the Eyes Everywhere is out there. If I get enough, I need 10 mana. I mean, it's possible. Uh-oh. Yeah, Scatelink Spy rather is gonna be a problem, or maybe not. They are scrying every turn, but I think I'd still rather have an ill-gotten inheritance effect rather than a Eyes Everywhere. They put a card on top too, so they found something. At least I mean, our Death Toucher looks okay right now. Likely it's just going to trade with an Orator, I guess, so maybe not that great. Uh-oh. Pretty surprised they didn't attack there, actually. Okay, So, let's see here. I've got 4, 6, 7, 8. I can attack with the trumpeter and pump it twice. They trade here. I'm okay with that. I think they just block with the order. We'll get them off gaining some life for a little while here. And we'll double pump the trumpeter. Oh no. Why did I count? How did I? How? How did I count 8 mana? I don't know how that's possible that I counted 8 mana and I have 7, but it's exactly what happened. So, just confused now. I guess I'd rather kill the order because then the Grudian can still attack in. Guess that makes sense. Yeah, that's crazy actually. I don't know how that happened. Like deliberately went out of my way to count, only to count to 8 incorrectly. Guess I didn't watch enough Sesame Street as a kid. Oh, well, it might be okay with the ill-gotten inheritance. We'll see. What do we got? I'm looking for removal actually. So I don't think the vampire is good enough here. No, it's removal all right. Yeah. And we're actually going to flames now in case they get a counter. Okay. It's actually a pretty good blocker for our Death Touch dude. Seeing a Guild Mage is a good one too. Alright. Ooh. That's a pretty spicy one. Yeah, we'll have to kill that Guild Mage anyway, so. Alright. Get in with the Maka. Kill a Guild Mage. They're dealing 3 a turn, so right now they have on a 3-turn clock. It's not that bad. That's fine too. So kill the fire, or kill the Guild Mage rather. Hmm. Okay. Bottom land. Another fire wheeler. And close to death, but not quite. So fire wheeler kill the Caracol. They go to 7, get in for 6. And then they can only deal 3 back to us. Yeah, I think we gotta do it. They're gonna not do anything because they don't have any cards in hand? Probably not. Alright, well, we won the draft. Deck was sweet. Played really well for us. Drew really well, so a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.